Welcome back to the grind. Missed you guys last night. Didn't get to recap my 0-2 night with one void, but then I was able to get some picks out, just no video. Last night we went 2-1, back to our usual, as I would say. And I'm just trying to stack some wins early, so those weren't, the best odds. I think we were minus 130 on those bets that we did hit, but that put us over a half a unit. And I think the strategy is to really build that cushion each month, and then maybe mid-month you could take some bigger risk, throw some parlays in there, but you really want to get ahead of this team so you could then manage the bankroll. It's we want to make not necessarily a job out of this, but we're trying to do this and make it worth something here. But anyway, time to count the bread. Let us discuss last night's picks. We took Wembenyama over 2.5 blocks. Of course, you're like, duh. But it actually took Wemby to the fourth quarter to cash for us. He remains one of our biggest cash cows of all time. We're going to keep on riding Wemby, pause, until the wheels fall off, until the books start getting it right and put some respect on his name. Then I don't ever think I'll really consider many unders just because of his unique body structure. But we'll see how it goes. Second pick, we took Joker in Spanish, over 8.5 assists. This was easy money for Joker at home. He normally does well, passes the ball well. And it was just a great matchup for him to get the assist. This bet cashes. He gets 12 assists. So you could have gotten, the lines pushed it to 10 assists for even money, or even like plus 105 or something around there. Only loser were the Memphis Grizzlies plus 8.5 versus the Warriors. And this game was close. I thought we had a sweep last night. We're knocking on the door. This is much better than that early on first 2 weeks in January. But towards the end of the game, Grizzlies kind of let loose. Warriors too much experience. They beat the spread there, and we take our one and only L. Now it's time to share some winners for tonight. Here are my 3 picks. I'm taking Brook Lopez over 1.5 3-points made tonight. This was 120 on MGM. Let's talk about Brook being on fire of late. In his last 3 games, he's averaging 5 3-pointers made over his last 5. He had 4, he had 5, and he had 6 on those 3 games. But he's shooting like 53.5%. So you want to round up 54%. You want to round down and give you a half a percent point of some type of reality. It's 53%. Are you serious right now? Come on. Over the last 5 games, the Mavs have given up the second highest 3-point percentage in the league at a whopping 42.8%. So 43% from 3 is nuts, and the Mavs as a team are giving that up to their opponents on average in their last 5 games. And then you have Brook Lopez, who's coming in scorching hot, shooting 54%. So even if there's some, regression here, I think he can still get 2, as long as you get a little bit of volume here. And that 42.8% is compared to the league average of 36.6%. So the Mavs are giving up an extra 6%, but that's nothing compared to the almost 20% higher that Brook Lopez is shooting over his last 3 games. Small sample size. Bucks second highest scoring team on the road this season. They shoot the 7th most threes amongst teams on the road as well. I'm not saying Brook's recent 3-point output is a product of Doc Rivers and the new coach, but I'm not ready to turn away from it yet. I think we rock with this and see what happens. Brook has earned the right to make this a lock, so let's get paid. And then this is a tough one, my second pick. We have a game prop. I was taking the Hawks minus 2.5 versus the Warriors. Both teams coming off a back-to-back. The Warriors traveling from Memphis last night. That game was close about 90% of the time. So even though you might look at the score and think it was a blowout and guys got to rest, they had to work to win there. I think Steph Curry barely got 20 points, so he was working. It wasn't an easy game for him. But as I made this pick early in the Discord before I shared it with everyone else, before I shared it with YouTube. And while I was writing this write-up, I saw that DeJounte Murray is questionable with like some type of back soreness or injury. Because I'm a stand-up guy and it was already in the Discord, I was going to keep the pick. But this is my least favorite of the day. I think with the All-Star break coming up, the trade deadline coming up, you're going to see a lot more guys all of a sudden, I don't know why I quoted that part, all of a sudden get hurt. Sit out a game or 2 just because, you want to keep them healthy for a potential trade or something like that. But one of the main reasons I did like this bet was because the Hawks have dominated the freebies recently. Over the last 5 games, they've made the most free throws out of anybody in the NBA. And they've also averaged the most offensive rebounds with the second highest assist to turnover ratio. While in the Warriors' last 5, they've allowed the most free throws made. Most teams hit their free throws. I can't word this right. Most free throws are made against the Warriors. So we should expect a high-scoring game. both teams on the back-to-back, so I'm going to lean on the freebies to make it a little bit easier for the team also at home. And for my final pick, and I think this is my favorite pick, that's why I'm going to put this guy on the thumbnail. I'm taking Anthony Davis. I'm going to fade my boy Anthony Davis tonight. Taking the under on 38.5 points plus rebounds tonight against New York. In New York against the red-hot, defensively sound Knicks. This is minus 113 on FanDuel. And before we talk about the Knicks and their defense, let's talk about AD a little bit. AD is banged up. He's hurting, and you're like, yeah, he's always hurting. No, he is banged up. He has something with his hip. I think this is a nagging injury over the last couple of years. And also fair to note, something's wrong with his Achilles area. I saw his most recent game, and he wasn't moving right at all. And tonight is not the night to not be moving right. He sat out their last game, but they're on a road trip. They're amongst, I think, 3 or 4 game road trip right now. So you can't really recover at the same speed or even quality when you're on the road. It's just hotel rooms. He's a huge guy. No matter if you're on a private plane or you got your custom hotel rooms, it's not as comfortable as being at home. And I know that doesn't sound major, but these are the minor things that go into recovery when you're banged up like this. But anyway, over AD's last 10 games, he's averaging 34 PR per game, and he's under his PR line in 8 out of 10 games, meaning he hasn't met the book's expectations of what he can score and how many he can rebound. He's playing against arguably the best team since January 1st. The defensive Knicks were at home. They allow the fewest points by free throws. So you're not going to get many free throws there. And they don't allow second chance points because they're the 8th best defensive rebounding team, while the Lakers are the worst offensive rebounding team when they're on the road. So nothing easy with the free throws, and then no extra attempts. I think Hartenstein is a good matchup here for this under. He'll keep AD off the boards. AD's feeling sore. We're assuming he's still hurt, and I doubt he really wants to bang and bump and fight Hartenstein for some rebounds. He might just let them get him. I think AD also shoots more of his perimeter 10, 15 footers. I don't think he really wants to post up the big body of Hartenstein. And last time they played the Lakers, they started the last time they played the Knicks started Sims. Sims was getting cooked. They throw Hartenstein in. He starts rebounding well. I think he had 14 rebounds, but they were plus 15 and they're plus minus with him in the game. So I think he's a big part of why I like this under. And those are my 3 picks. That's it, fixed. That's all, folks. As Porky Pig used to say, wish you guys good luck. I think we sweep tonight, but I think I sweep every night. We'll be back tomorrow and we'll go over it. Hopefully we got a little bit more money in our pocket. Good luck, everybody.